Okay, guys, this is really interesting what I'm about to explain to you. So, what this system really does is it makes heaven on earth. Now, here's what heaven on earth means. It means that you are in a, by the way, I just stubbed my toe. I'm going to come back to that. But basically, you're in your favorite movie or novel for real. So, like for me, my favorite movie, and I talk about this in the documentary that I make, which is book 1. The whole thing is me just shooting something on an iPhone while it's happening. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Shoot it. And what happens is I'm creating my own sort of, it's like an adventure with like prizes and power-ups. It's like I'm a superhero, kind of. Because my version of being in my own sort of world is that, okay? I saved the world. Now, Michael Mann directed, he's my favorite director because of this movie. It's my favorite movie. He directed The Insider. And The Insider is about this guy who all alone loses everything. His family, his friends, all of it for something he believed in. And the tobacco industry lost $200 billion in a settlement. It was like a landmark case. But at the end, you're kind of like, well, $200 billion is a lot of coin. But really, it's just money. This thing saves the world. Now, I'm not wrong. And you're going to see this thing continue to escalate and escalate and escalate because my mind is on this. Like the fact that it's going to happen in my mind means that it's really going to happen in real life. It's because I'm confident about it. Okay? That's how the system works. When I doubt it, it slows down. But my version, or my end of it slows down. The whole like Armageddon, apocalypse, like all this natural disasters that the hypothesis says are going to get crazy. When I say crazy, it just means they're going to keep intensifying. It's an exponential, or it's an increase in activity. So it's not just like, oh, 100 people died in this second volcano explosion instead of one guy just being injured in Kilauea. You know, the next one could be like 10,000. In fact, it would make sense. It would be in like a 10,000 to 20,000 range thing, where he's moving decimal spots. It's like upping the ante. Until we say, hey, look, we need to start looking for solutions here, but we're all going to do it on an individual, industry-specific way. World Health Organization works on this is so messed up. Well, WHO is working on the disease, right? But then you've got the geologists from USGS working on the volcanoes. No one's talking because the guy who's supposed to be overseeing all of it, he's busy picking out $24 million worth of refrigerators for Air Force One and pardoning his friends, okay? No one's home. There's nothing, the person who's being paid to do this isn't doing it. Okay? It's simple, it's statistics, you can prove it. You resurrect the dead, which just means looking at people who have died in natural disasters, you're going to find two things. One, those that died deserved to die because they didn't feel confident about something, or there was too much doubt in their mind. There was no solution in terms of God trying to correct these people. It just wasn't going to work because they didn't believe in him. Or he'd given them opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and they were never going to listen to the way that God talks to them, which is coincidences in your life or direct communications with him, all of them, period. I've tested this. And two, if you're not motivated to get money, don't think about getting money. Think about it, what you want to do with the money. Or in fact, you don't even have to make that decision. All you have to do is go around helping people, being open-minded, and when you have conversations and those things naturally click and you notice coincidences with people or weather, anything like that, that's a direct message from God. He's giving you prizes to lead you like breadcrumbs that say, come on, I've got your perfect movie. I love you this much. Listen to me and follow this. If you have to sacrifice everything you have, in fact, the more you sacrifice, the more you prove you believe in me, and the more I'm going to hook you up with your perfect story. It's amazing. We all get to feel like Jesus on this one. Okay? Me too. But I'm James, right? You're Muhammad. Rakisha, Faye, all of us. Doesn't matter our age, nothing like that. Simple. Simple. Rather than sitting around debating, he has to give us some sort of, some sort of, urgency. And the urgency is the repeated natural disasters and viruses. The further we get off track, the more of those we see. And then the next level up is where someone figures it out. The fact that I'm here telling you this proves that it's true. You guys see that? So when it's simple, all we have to do, just like I did on this whole channel, I'm a nice guy, I'm fucking righteous, for real. All I do is I understand him and how he talks. And you're gonna continue to see a real story shot by some guy with his phone, and you can do the same thing. You can record your superhero story. This is the meaning of life, guys. Now don't worry about, what about, this sounds crazy. I can talk to people in economics, psychology, physicists. This solves all of it. Medicine. Anytime, here's a trick. Anytime you have something wrong with you, like I stubbed my toe, I never do, but it taught me two things, because I know how God talks. He said, you can't tell them that your favorite movie has no deaths, because even though my favorite movie has no deaths, this one does. So if I say that, it's wrong. So he's like, no, and I stubbed my toe. The second thing is that it really hurt, and I was like, wow, Son of God, what the fuck? But I was like, oh no, this is an instance where if I focus not on my foot and the pain, but on my relationship with God, what he was just saying to me, and listen, then the pain's gonna go away. If it were at a 10 when I first hit it, I would say it would be right now, I don't know. Well, it was a 2, and now it's a 0. It's a 0. And you can see, I for real, sorry, my feet are grinding, I don't think about anything else. But you see, it's just that little, and then it's just gone. You just think about your relationship with him, and all illness goes away. For real. That's it. Meaning of life. Problem solved. If you want to try this, please do, because it's going to help convince others that they send in a confession with just all their sins on camera, and that's the first video they make, and then they just start recording coincidences as they happen, and he's going to make you guys rock stars, all of you. You're not doing it for money. You're not doing it for celebrity. I'm not doing this for celebrity. I'm doing it to prove he exists. And all of us should look up and say, thank you, Dad. The father I never had, who's been there. I didn't believe he was there. Who has been there the entire time. For real. These miracles are for real. Heal the sick, done. I think we live forever on this one, guys. Like, I don't think there's such thing as death anymore. And what are we gonna do if we didn't have death anymore? Think about what we would do. We would want to play a game, like a VR thing, where we can go into a system and save the world. And all of us, every single human being on this earth, it's a human right to feel this way. Where you're not focused on anything from the past or anything in the future. There's no worry at all. He's got you covered. Just any worry, shoot it right to him. Say, and you're not going to be like, Dad, I'm worried about this. Dad, I'm worried. No. Just say, here's what happens when I worry. 2 things. Like, let's say I have 2 things a day I worry about. I barely worry at all because I'm so understanding of this system. I know how it works. But when I do, I just go like, that's again my fallibility, Dad. Human nature, just to worry. You don't have to worry about anything. Now, this doesn't mean that you just get to kick back and be like, oh, I'm running on my journey. You have to put your time in. Ship rules. We're on an ark. There's no other living organisms outside of this planet. It's an empty universe. He wants to paint it with human beings, all races, all colors. Just one fucking. It's his masterpiece. I'm telling you. This is like, think of advancement in art, economics, medicine, psychology, war, politics. Religion just goes away. We all knew that kind of felt wrong anyway. It just never left us satisfied. This solves that too, but you have to record these amazing stories as they happen. It's as simple as taking your phone. I'm using a GoPro, but you see it's just right there. I'm just a dude, and we're gonna look at it in awe and be like, oh my gosh, this person's incredible because they have so much confidence in God. These things we're seeing happening and recorded, but when you link them together in a movie, it just shows God at work, for real. Some dude who's got all these crazy, this crazy background of bullshit, lying, all this theft, can be the guy who saves the world. And I would, if you said, oh, you want to be the Jesus dude who comes back, I'm like, no, I wouldn't want, but see, God knows me better than I know myself. And now that I know, not my version of what the Jesus dude would be like if he came back, but the real deal, and I'm like, now that I realize what that role's about, I'm like, I was perfect for that, and you're perfect for something else, period. You're perfect. You may think, oh, well, I want to be, no, there's a perfect role for you out there, and it's about the journey, recording it, and generations of us, we just sit around, I don't know, and we just take, it's like, that's how the universe works. Remember when we had to figure that part out? God had to announce himself. That's how he did it. He did it softly with these coincidences, but we were able to make some message get distributed quickly enough where people could try it, and we could all just roll into the new system. It's perfect. The fact that this is recorded makes it permanent. It's simple. You can just start examining the past and see how all natural disasters had a correlation to our piousness, not going to church, but our direct, are we confident in him, or are we not thinking about him at all, doubting our toe? That's how it works. If you start worrying about things, that's when bad stuff happens. Like, we have a global anxiety issue. What's happening? The world is dying. I'm here to say, when you go from doubt, anxiety, to confidence, everything starts to be powered by God. He's the one who tells me the toe thing, you need to adjust. He's the one who puts the cop in front of me when I had a drink too many and I'm driving. It's a reminder. Why do you think you get, you drive, they say you drive 200 times before you get arrested? Because God is benevolent. He's giving you time and time again and warning you throughout and increasing the severity until bam, DUI. You see how he works? Coincidence after coincidence. It's him trying to direct you to your personal movie. We just keep getting in the way because we think we're God. I'm not God. You're not God. God is God. And all we have to do is just record it. Simple. Very simple. See you guys.